So I was born in San Germán, Puerto Rico, and well, San Germán, Puerto Rico. I get my my accent a little twisted up with the English, but it's a small city in Puerto Rico, just southwest part of the island. And then when I was around 6 years old, I did move to Lebanon, Pennsylvania. I had a uncle that lived there. We were going on vacation. Next thing you know, I'm here for the rest of my life. So I moved here. I grew up in Lebanon, and then I grew up in Lancaster as well, Pennsylvania. Um, my background, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm 100% Puerto Rican. Both my dad and my mom's side, they were both born in Puerto Rico. I was born in Puerto Rico. Just moved here and essentially was raised in Lancaster and Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Um, I'm a musician as well as a videographer, and till recently, I am a former collegiate football player. I am not playing football anymore because I used up all my eligibility at Lock Haven University. But there's a lot of things that people don't know about me, but most of my stuff is kind of plain out there. I love to inspire people. I love to um, to create art, both visually and audio in the music realm. But yeah. Uh, so J Drip is my artist name, and how I would describe J Drip, it's an alter ego. It's kind of the way that I thought about it when I was coming up with names is J Drip. In the drip aspect, um, it kind of means don't worry about what other people think about you. It's just be yourself. At the end of the day, um, J Drip is kind of like my alter ego that's invincible to whatever people say, invincible to whatever other people think about him. He's just gonna be himself 24/7, which I am myself 24/7. But I would say Jamie is definitely a bit more sensitive, a bit more emotional. I would say J Drip's kind of like that. My alter ego to be invincible. It has a lot. My I'm proud to be Puerto Rican. I'm proud to be Boricua because at the end of the day, that's really what made me who I am. My dad and my mom both instilled great morals. We've all heard the stereotypes about Hispanic parents. They're strict, but they still love you. They show you a lot of love and just love and support throughout anything that I do. But it it just makes me want to prove to people that I am Puerto Rican, I am Boricua, and I'm gonna be the best that I can be. Because we're in the United States. You don't see a lot of Puerto Ricans around. I mean, in Lock Haven you don't, but in Lancaster you do. You see a lot of Puerto Ricans and um, Dominicans, Colombians, Cubans, every type of Latin American, you see them in Lancaster, and I love places that show diversity like that. But uh, I just wanted to be the first of anything to be a Puerto Rican or Boricua. When I was little, when I was like 6 years old, I wanted to be the first. Not knowing, I didn't really watch a lot of NFL or football, but I always told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna be the first full Puerto Rican uh, NFL player. And I mean, there's Puerto Ricans that have played in the NFL, and they represent very well, like Isaiah Pacheco on the um, Chiefs. He's a Puerto Rican. He's Boricua, but in my aspect, I was born in Puerto Rico, and I was like first Puerto Rican born to be in the NFL. But that didn't go as planned. But hey, With that end of the chapter comes new chapters, and that's really what it is. So in communications, when it all started in high school. When I was in high school, we had a program like HavenScope, but it actually was a class, and it was called the. My high school, I went to McCaskey High School in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and we're the Tornadoes, the McCaskey Red Tornadoes. So it was first period. It was called the Tornado Alert Morning Show, and they were like, I started with that program, and I built it up, or I built it up. I say I built it up because of all this type of situations that happened during the school time that I was there in my 4 years. But going from my freshman year, I wasn't part of the club, but I wanted to be part of the club. Sophomore year, I became part of the club. I was rocking the TriCaster in the back, and I kind of just fell in love with it and fell in love with media. And I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And as I kept on doing it, I kind of got more of a director role in the morning show, my first period class, and kind of just went on from there. From having, it was a class, it wasn't really a club, so we had.
So cool that like they offered that, because my high school did not, like nothing
Yeah,
at all.
that's one of the beauties of McCaskey. They have small learning communities. We call them SLCs, which was small learning communities, basically what you wanted to do when you grew up. I wanted to do something in media. I always knew I wanted to do something in media, and communication arts was kind of like what it's called, and I learned a lot, and it kind of paved the way for me to choose communication in college. And then once I got to college, I got a scholarship to play football here, ended up getting hurt, still kept my scholarship, finished my bachelor's in communication, and then I had an extra year eligibility, but I already had graduated, so I had to find a master's, and sadly, there's no communications master's here at Lock Haven, or something that I really wanted to do at the time. Plus, in my eyes, having a master's in communication for what I wanted to do in life, which is a film director and producer, it wasn't really necessary. So I decided to go after sports administration to kind of get, as a grad program, to get some leverage. I already had been taking classes as a undergrad for sports administration, so that was easy to kind of transition. But I wanted to use that as leverage in order to go into the sports realm, like ESPN, NFL Network, any of those big networks, NBC, CBS, that wanted to give me opportunities in the sports realm, which is something that I wanted to do. So media and sports kind of went together, and so people know that I knew what I was talking about. A lot of the times when the tough part about the industry is that you got to have a piece of paper saying that you know what you're talking about, AKA a degree. You have to have a degree so people know that what you're talking about. I could have taken the route if football wasn't in the cards for me. In high school, I could have taken the route of just consistently opening up stuff in YouTube and just basically going to YouTube Academy and just learning stuff from there and not go to college. But I decided to go to college and actually get a piece of paper that says I know what I'm talking about. Since graduation, my main focus, I'm not even gonna lie to you, since graduation, my main focus was to give the football team 100% of my time. So this last summer, since I graduated, I had a spring, which I really just committed to football and just gave it my all. And my last season, it's your last season of your career, so you want to give it your all. So after graduation, I wanted to make sure I gave the team 100% of my time, 100% of my ability, blood, sweat, and tears, and we ended up having the best record in like 40 years at 5-6. We couldn't finish it off and get a winning record at 6-5, but hey, the cards didn't turn out that way. Next season, I have a lot of faith that they're going to be really good, and but I gave them all, and that's all that I really wanted to do after I graduated. What keeps me motivated is I have to keep moving. I have to keep something. I have to keep something in the works at all times. Whether it's streaming, whether it's a video that I want to work on, whether it's Locks Liddy, whether it's my own music, having a song that I want to record, having a song that I'm working on a beat on. I always have to have my hand in something, because if not, I feel unaccomplished, and I feel like I'm not doing as much. So I guess it's just like trying to make my dad and my mom proud 24/7 is just kind of my motivation, and prove people wrong. Because at the end of the day, people are always gonna prey on your downfall. You just have to tell them, nah, I'm not on your time. I'm on my time, and I'm gonna be successful on my time. I don't care what you think. Music means to me a lot. I would say music is therapeutic to me and a lot of people. Therapeutic, it's. I was at a very weird time in my life in high school. Obviously, a lot of people go through the same thing. A lot of people go through breakups. A lot of people go through deaths in the family, emotional things in your head that a lot of people can't understand, or a lot of people don't have the funds to go to a therapist. And music does help a lot of people. For example, for me, when I was in high school, I listened to a lot of when XXXTentacion dropped his album, and I listened to that album day and night, and I listened to one song. I listened to Nightmare. I forgot what it's called. I have to look at it, but it was Nightmare something, and right now I can't think of it. But it was like really like that song like touched me in my heart and helped me keep on moving every day and just keep going. And just music does that to people. So honestly, like that's what I inspired to do with my music. I inspired to help other people get through tough times or connect with my audience, connect with my fans.
Sorry, I was trying to look up the song. I could not find the song.
No, here,
So
look,
sorry.
I got you.
I was like, wait, I need to try to find the song. I really love like Floor XXX. That's one.
Yeah,
Really good.
that one's a really good song that here. I'll look at it. Cause it's Nightmare something. I remember.
Like SoundCloud era rap
Yeah.
back in the day.
So like SoundCloud era rap, like I used to when I was in
like
high
Lil
school.
Peep,
Not so listen. I was on SoundCloud. I didn't like the SoundCloud era. Like I liked XXXTentacion. Obviously, he's the GOAT. And then he was so versatile for his time. And then he influenced a lot of artists now going out. And then I liked him. I liked
like Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD. He was in that era that was just different. And
like
then
Trippie Redd.
Trippie Redd.
Sorry, I'm just like.
Yeah, Trippie Redd, Slump God.
Oh yeah.
So like, there's different ones that like.
Did you like Suicide Boys?
Everybody dies in their nightmares.
Yep, everyone dies in their nightmares. All right, there you go.
So that's what it was. Everybody dies in their nightmares. It was kind of that song is kind of like. It's just
what you needed at that time.
Yeah.
Especially not
Yeah.
having someone to talk to. Just music was able to be your voice.
Yeah, definitely, and it gives people that voice, and that's what I honestly like with my own music. I hope to I have a wide variety of music that I write because of that. I'll write a happy song. I'll write a song about taking somebody's girl. because you never know. And then I write something emotional. I wrote a song about my mom before, and I gave it to her, and I released it on her birthday, and that's something that she can always have. And then she's a very important part of my life. And then other people can listen to that song and maybe show their mom and say, "Hey, mom, like this song really means a lot to me because it reminds me of the relationship me and you had." And that's kind of like what I really want to to get to my fans and audience. I mean, as time goes on, life changes, my style might change, but my intentions are always going to be the same, to communicate and relate to my fans. So Lox Liddy was so. I'll tell you what, Lox Liddy was never. We had Lox Liddy before Lox Liddy was Lox Liddy. So before I came up with the name Lox Liddy, the name that we had, it was a creation between me and Alex Lance. He used to go here to Lock Haven, and he graduated already. Close friend of mine, my roommate, and we came up with this brain child of both me and Alex Lance. He also makes music. Shout out Lance, Lantz, Lance Music. He's a really good artist. He actually helped me start with music, and and gave me the motivation to keep posting and stuff. But me and him had a brainchild of Lock Showcase, LOCK, living off caffeine and knowledge. That's we were kind of thinking like what we're gonna do, and then it was my capstone project to set this up. It was my capstone project, and I kind of just started it, promoted it, got flyers, got promotion, advertising. I did a video on the first ever Lox Liddy, which I do have. If you want to see it. I don't know if you were around or Will was around. It was around 2 years ago. It was around 3 years ago.
Was this COVID? Like COVID time?
It was right after COVID.
I don't think I was here.
So the reason for that event, I'm gonna say event because it wasn't always Lox Liddy, but the reason for the showcase event was to upbring the university. The university was very dead right after COVID, and I felt bad because
the morale was down.
It was down.
Morale was down.
My first year here was the year before COVID. My sophomore year was it was a half year and then COVID. So we had events, we had artists come. T-Pain came here to T-Pain came to Lock Haven. Wow. You got to do some research. T-Pain came to Lock Haven for a concert, and then other artists came around, and after COVID, like, it was dead, and it was kind of like, am I just gonna sit here and just deal with it, or am I gonna do something about it? So I talked to Lance, and I was like, yo, we gotta do something. We gotta start moving. So we started talking about potential events that we could do, and the showcase was one of the events. He knew a couple artists that would do it for free, and I wanted to get my music out there. A lot of people didn't know I made music at the time. I was kind of low-key just posting, and whoever followed me on Instagram knew I posted music. But I wasn't the type to go out and say, hey, I make music. Hi, my name is J Drip. I make music as I am now. I was shy in the beginning, but now I'm kind of like, I make music. My name is J Drip. Before it was kind of like, hi, I make music if you want to listen. Now it's like, you better listen to my music. It's good. So, but yeah, we came up with that, and it was just kind of like to lift the morale of the university, get people together, because there wasn't events where people were together. So, yeah, it was a crazy time. But the first time we ever did it, 300 people showed up, and we were kind of like, we wanted to do it again, and then we did it again, and then he ended up graduating, and we were kind of like, Lance, I know you're leaving, but I'm going to keep on doing this, because I still had another year. I had 2 years, and everybody was like, you need to do this again, and then that's when Lox Liddy was around. But the story behind Lox Liddy it's the name itself is kind of crazy. Lock Liddy is what me and my boys used to call a night at Lock Haven my freshman year before everything got shut down. Because of COVID, it was a good night. A good night, let's say we go out, we have fun, we go to multiple parties, and none of them get shut down. And we come back home, and we just talking on the couch 5 a.m. in the morning, and we're just like, yo, Lock Haven was lit last night. And I was like, yeah, Lock's Liddy again. Like, but not every night is a Lock's Liddy night. So that's what made it special. Not every night is going to be Lock's Liddy around here, but hey, the nights that were, we appreciated them for what they were. They were fun. So the first Lock's Liddy event took place right after COVID, so I would say fall 2021. Fall 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Because I already was setting it up the whole school year because it was my capstone project. And at the end of that football season, I ended up tearing my ACL and I had to get surgery. So I was on stage with a torn ACL just rapping and just going at the first Lock's Liddy. And then, yeah. So I'm pretty sure it was a fall of 2021. So the first event that we did, it was a lot of me, a lot of stuff that I was doing by myself with Lance, reserving price, reserving certain things, talking to administration, making sure that my posters were up, making sure that I could put posters up anywhere, and doing the videos for it. I was doing the graphics for it, which I still am now, but I was able to team up with DI, with Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and Mia Swales, who's in charge of the MAC, the multicultural room downstairs in Rob 103. She was able to kind of help me out, and she took a lot of stress off my back, reserving price and all the technical side of it, all the administrative side to it. She was taking care of that, and I appreciate her a lot because without her, there would not be Lock's Liddy that is today with prizes, games, the way that it looks now. Especially this semester, we have decorations that we're actually getting. We have wristbands. It's a lot of stuff that we didn't think, we didn't think we could have, but with her supporting us and us doing it year in and year out, she helped a lot with the process. But most of it, graphic design, I did myself. Videos, any videos that you see, I did myself. But most of the stuff, it's a lot of hard work at the end of the day, but it's definitely worth it at the end of the day. So,
You want to tease anything? No, it's okay.
So,
No, it's fine.
all right, so Lock's Liddy this year is going to be way different than last year. It's not the traditional Lock's Liddy. We come up and we perform, and we want to come different. This year is going to be the last year that I'm hosting it, so hopefully you guys love Lock's Liddy so much that a courageous individual says, hey, I want to take on this challenge of continuing Lock's Liddy. Hopefully somebody comes up and does that. But this Lock's Liddy is the last Lock's Liddy that I'm hosting, so I want to make a splash. I want to make a bang. I want to make a big bang. And this year is going to be different. It's a pop-up event, so that means nobody knows the location of where Lock's Liddy is going to be till 24 hours before the show. So we don't know where it's going to be at. There's theoretically, there's only 2 locations that it could be. It could either be at Sloan or Price. So it's one of those 2, but nobody's going to know where the show is going to be at till 24 hours before the show. So if you look for the flyers, there's a flyer. All you got to do is text DRIP to the certain number that's on the flyer, and then 24 hours before the show, you're going to get a text saying Lock's Liddy is at 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. at this location. it just kind of interacts with the fans, the students that are on campus that want to be part of the show. But also, when it comes to Loxley itself, I was looking to make it very immersive. I don't want it just to be a concert or a showcase. I want you to basically step into Loxley. So we spend a lot of money on decorations and just trying to get that vibe right. Um, you gotta have tough skin, and you gotta have the willingness to keep going, cause like, there's gonna be some days that you turn on that software, and there's gonna be days you turn on that mic, and your voice is not coming out the way that you want it to be, and it's frustrating. Sometimes, trust me, people, my roommates have seen me like stress out just because I can't get a software to work the way I wanted to, and or if I wanted to. One time I was going through it and I would press record, and I don't know why, but it would record and then would stop recording, and I was feeling inspired, and it would record and stop recording by itself, and I hit my desk so hard out of frustration. I hit my desk and I was just frustrated. I had to step away from a second and just breathe and just. It's gonna take time. You have to have patience, and you have to have. That's with anything in life, really. But you have to have tough skin too. People are gonna tell you suck, and you just gotta tell them, "Hey, you might think I suck. My music's not made for you," or you gotta tell them, "Hey, maybe I do suck right now, but I promise you in the future I'm gonna be working hard enough that my music's gonna be good." So you just have to have tough skin. That's the biggest thing. Tough skin, both mentally, physically, everything. Man, I'm locked in for Loxley because I'm very locked in. This is my last Loxley, so I gave it my all, and uh, I gave it my all on the field, and now the only thing I have to do is finish this last showcase, and then I don't know what's gonna happen after I graduate. I don't know. Maybe I'll go BJ Drip for a little bit, and maybe I'll blow up. Maybe I won't. Maybe I don't know. The world is very unpredictable, and you just got to keep rolling with the punches. But I can tell you, I am locked in for Loxley.
You're gonna go.